How's it going, Twitch? My name is Skull, and on behalf of East Asia Soft, welcome to today's stream. Today, I am continuing my playthrough of LoveKami Trilogy, and the second game in the series, LoveKami Useless Goddess. I do believe that today will be my final day playing this game, which means that next week we will be going to the final game in the trilogy, LoveKami Healing Harem. But we gotta finish up this game first, and yeah. We have chosen our route. Let's see how it plays out. I believe we picked Inori, didn't we? Yes. Okay. Let's see how this story ends. After working with Inori and Maika to get Akane fired up again, the passing days had been so pleasant. That's it for today. I closed the book I was reading and stretched. Evening, Dim. Oh. Yeah, you don't need to be here if you don't want. I'm sorry to hear that. Yeah, you do what you want, Dim. Completely understand. But yeah, you're in my thoughts. I closed the book I was reading and stretched. The book recommended to me by Inori was unexpectedly good. Time just zoomed past. Better get some coffee. Oh, Inori. When I entered the living room, Inori looked serious, deep in thought. Did something happen? She must have been thinking really hard since she didn't notice me until I spoke to her. Because of that, she hurried to put a smile on her face. Are you concerned about something? It was unusual for Inori to hide things like that. It made me curious. Seems like you don't trust me, Inori. When I trust you so much. Then tell me what's bothering you. See, you really don't. You can't manipulate a girl's emotions like that, Sho. Whatever the situation, Inori was always nice. So, what's been bothering you? Yeah, it sure seems like it. We've been hearing stories during dinner about Akane's interactions with the people of the shopping street. From what I heard, she had a very close relationship with them. That green chalkboard over there on the right is in English. I see the word learn, I see the word and, I see the word loved. After she released all her pent-up feelings, she took a sip of tea and let out a sigh. Why would I feel contempt? You care so much about this town. I admire that, and will never feel contempt for you. From what you said, it sounds like you want to be more involved with the people of this town. A way to get closer to the townspeople. Akane attracted them with her own unique personality. It'd be cruel to make the modest and virtuous Inori act like her. Then what was the best thing to do? Oh yeah. Whoa, she's really serious about this. Surprised to see Inori more active than usual, I cleared my throat and stated my suggestion. It's actually very simple. You just have to make a regional contribution. Yeah. You'll listen and solve the townspeople's concerns. That way, you'll naturally get closer to them. Inori made a distressed face upon hearing my suggestion. You can't? A bill enacted to help facilitate the coexistence of goddesses and humans. It outlines the basic rules for goddesses to live in human society. I'm not too familiar with it. It prohibits goddesses from making people's wishes come true. Then what's the point of goddesses at that point? Huh. That's interesting. There's a high possibility to run into that issue with regional contribution. They're that strict about the divine fundamental law? Oh? Inori made it seem like it was a very severe regulation, but it seems like it's actually not that extreme. Hello, Mike-chan. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Let goddesses do goddess stuff. Who are we to tell them no? Stop that. Then there shouldn't be any issues, right? Ah, it sounded like this goddess was the serious, uptight type. Inori, it's not like you want to spend your name as the goddess of this region, right? Spread your name. Yeah. Yeah, that's like... Imagine gods having to be regulated by human law. Can you imagine? I see. Then you can help out as just Inori, not as the goddess Inori. Don't use Jinriki. Don't spread the word that you're a goddess. Maybe they'd consider it under those conditions. Inori kept mumbling as she digested the situation. I was aware that I made an awful argument, but I strongly felt like this was a great way for Inori to interact with the townspeople. I understand that your superior is strict, but I think it's worth a try, rather than giving up off the bat. Heck, I'll even go with you to ask. Is that something that he's allowed to do? Here, let me go talk with the chief god. Just walk in, say hi. Oh. Looks like that wasn't even needed. She muttered in surprise after she came back from meeting with her boss. That's great! Now you can go ahead with helping out the townspeople. I'm the one who suggested it, so let's come up with ideas together. I confidently said to reassure Inori. A regional contribution. A few days passed after Inori was approved to provide regional contribution to Kanagi. In order to report on my progress, I was meeting with Inori in the living room. Thank you for waiting. I'm here to report to you about the state of progress regarding your regional contribution. She's wearing a different outfit. I like this one, it's cute. Seems Inori was doing what she could without waiting for me. Then I'll go first. Regarding the regional contribution, I went ahead and notified the people of the shopping street about it. So if something happens, I'm sure they'll go straight to you for help. She seemed so impressed, I felt a little embarrassed. I wonder how Inori would react if I poked fun at her now. Also, I realize she's using the word ne quite a lot. Sugoi desu ne. It's a kind of quirk in Japanese that doesn't translate into English, but long story short, it's optional in sentences, and she is using it optionally quite a bit. Which I think is just a cute little extra. The art is incredibly cute. Moe novel, which made all these, and my favorite visual novel, If My Heart Had Wings, is really, really good at making good art styles and just good art in general with their VNs. Must be my usual natural virtues. These results were expected. Yeah, Slice of Life is nice. I just recommend anything from Moe novel, like I said. They're really good. I like visual novels in general. Denpa's mystery VNs. I guess the last novel I played was technically a mystery VN. It was Seabed. Technically it was a mystery, but man, it was just so good. Made me sad at the end, though. I said it as a joke, but Inori's admiring eyes made me even more embarrassed. This wasn't something that I was used to. That said, you can anticipate the townspeople coming for your help in the near future. No thanks necessary. Well, I can think of something, but this is a kid's show. I only acted with my own will. If it was something I didn't want to do, I wouldn't do it so readily. I really wanted to help Inori out because her feelings towards the town were genuine. As I spent more time with Inori, my desire to help her out got even stronger. Hey, Inori, if you do feel indebted, let's work together to settle everyone's worries. Of course. That was the plan in the first place. Is there an issue? Well, he's a busy guy, you know? She was worried over nothing. I'll manage my time somehow, but like I said before, I'm helping because I want to help you. Anyway, what did you want to discuss with me? I purposefully ignored her stare and urged to change the subject. Really? I'm impressed that you got one already. Okay, tell me about it.
これなんですけど。
The flyer included a photo of a calico cat with the headline, Searching for Cat. So, it's a cat search.
どうも可愛がっていた猫が少し前にいなくなっちゃったみたいなんです。
Not the kitty.
チラシの文面からしてもとても大切にされてますし、早く見つけてあげたいんです。
Yep, just as Inori said, the flyer depicted urgency. It was obvious that this cat was very precious to its owner. Let's get this cat back to its owner.
早く見つけて安心させてあげたいです。
All the more reason for me to help you. The more people, the better when you're searching for a cat. Ain't that the truth?
やっぱり翔さんも来るんですね。
Do you not want me to?
そんなわけありません。むしろ
Rather... Inori paused in the middle of her thought.
なんでもありません。とにかく翔さんも一緒に探すってことですね。
Of course. Let's do so together. If she was about to tell me that she welcomed my company, it would have made me happy.
こちらこそお願いします。
And that's how Inori and I started to offer regional contribution. Regional contribution. What a very peculiar phrase. We searched in areas where cats gathered and asked around the shopping street, but nobody had seen the cat. After we left the shopping street, I noticed that Inori was looking tired. Hey, why don't we take a break? Since we'd been searching for hours, I'd figured it was about time for one. We'd be more efficient if we took a break anyway.
そうですね。では少しだけお休みしましょう。
It's decided. So why don't we go to the park and... Inori? I found it strange that she didn't respond, so I followed her gaze and saw an olive-browned calico cat right in front of us. Found it! That cat!
見つけました。待ってください。
Inori! I ran after Inori, who started to chase after the cat that was running away. Unfortunately, she was way too slow. I'm sure she ran as fast as she could, but I easily passed her just by jogging. What? I didn't expect for her to be so slow. Inori desperately chased after the kitten, but there was no way she could catch up. Perhaps due to Inori's low stamina, we weren't able to get any closer to the kitten. Inori, I'll run ahead and catch up with the kitten. Whoa! When I caught up and tried to catch it, the kitten made an impressive jump and flew over to the other side of the wall. What to do? I scratched my head in front of the wall. There was a small hole in the wall, but it didn't look like I could fit through. But by the time we went around the wall, we'd lose sight of the cat.
翔さん、私がここを通って追いかけますので、翔さんは回り込んでください。
Will you be okay?
大丈夫です。ご安心を。では、行ってきます。
What? Oh, I did not expect that. I froze when I watched Inori crouch down to pass through the opening. Inori? Your underwear? Her butt stuck out as she leaned in, which lifted up her clothes and made her underwear completely visible.
めくれていました。すぐに抜けますので、 お気になさらないでください。
She wasn't concerned about her underwear being exposed at all. Hello, Twitch. Nothing to see here.
胸が使えてなかなかうまく進みません。
Great. As Inori moved, her protruded butt swayed left and right. Because we ran, her underwear, damp from sweat, clung tightly on her skin, emphasizing her womanly figure even more. I knew I had to go and chase the kitten, but I couldn't take my eyes off the sight.
もう少し
Oh no! Wait! As she pushed and squeezed through the opening, her underwear slid off a bit to reveal quite the sight. I couldn't concentrate on anything else. As she swayed, her underwear slipped down along with it.
胸がけどまだ
She made a bunch of sensual sounds. I'm sure she wasn't doing it intentionally, but since it looked like she was seducing me, I couldn't stop thinking about touching her.
なかなか進みません。
And this is how we got banned off of Twitch. The proper thing to do would be to call and help her out. But I was a dude after all. If a cute girl's underwear was in plain sight like this, of course I'd get excited and want to keep watching.
もう少しって
Whoa. As she continued to push through, her underwear was about to completely slide off. If that were to happen, the situation would get worse, with practically everything exposed. So I tried to call out to her, but
抜けました。
while I was busy debating with myself, she made it through the opening. I heard Inori's excited voice from the other side of the opening.
では翔さん、私はこのまま子猫を追いかけますね。
Probably put your, stuff back on first. I should too. After taking a breath, I dashed off to get my mind out of the gutter. I took a long detour, then Inori messaged me that she found the kitten. I rushed to the park, hoping we wouldn't lose sight again, and found Inori nervously climbing up a tree. Ah! Inori! Watch out!
大丈夫です。もうすぐですから。
When I dashed under the tree, Inori had already climbed all the way up to the branch where the kitten sat. The kitten looked so petrified that it didn't make a sound.
大丈夫。
Sho was tasting a different cat. Okay, that's hilarious. Inori gently smiled at the kitten and made it apparent that she had no animosity. She's a goddess, right? Why not just, use her goddess powers, whatever they may be? Inori approached the kitten, trying not to scare it away. The kitten sensed that it was safe. Its body continued to tremble, but it didn't try to escape. Inori reached over and clutched the cat to her chest. But that was a mistake. Then suddenly, Inori started to lose her balance on the branch. Inori! Inori held the kitten in her arms to protect it. I'm going to make it! I kicked the ground, reached out with my hand, and jumped forward.
あれ、痛くないです。
Ouch.
翔さん、
I was able to catch Inori from what would have been a painful fall. Are you okay? Inori didn't respond. Her face was bright red and her eyes were glistening. Oh no, did you get hurt? I panicked and checked all over her body. Thankfully, she hadn't been injured.
助けていただいてありがとうございます。
So my invisible headband, I think it's just underneath, like, one of her, locks or whatever that's called.
ですけど、そのこうして抱かれてジロジロ見られると恥ずかしいです。
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to. I got startled when I saw Inori blushing in my arms. When I came to my senses, Inori's body felt soft and extremely delicate, as if she could break if I hugged her tightly. Her rough breathing, flushed cheeks, and perfectly shaped lips captured my attention. Inori. My heart beat so fast. It was like I was under a spell. I couldn't take my eyes off of her. My face naturally got closer to her lips.
翔さん、
What? Oh, excuse me. I'll put you down. When I realized what I was about to do, I tried to let Inori out of my arms. Hormones, man, get them under control! But she tightly gripped my shirt and looked at me with lonesome eyes.
翔さんが良ければもう少しだけこのままでお願いします。
You are doing nothing to help his hormones, young lady. I swallowed my breath at the sight of her glistening eyes. I always thought she was just so beautiful. And after spending a whole day and seeing the different sides of her, she looked even more beautiful. Different sides of her. I couldn't look her straight into her eyes.
これで依頼は達成ですね。
Yep. Case closed for now. We were still blushing as we laughed together. Yeah, exactly. There you go. That works. When we returned the cat to our client, they bowed and thanked us many times. We successfully fulfilled our first request. It made me feel good inside to help. I couldn't figure out why, but Inori had been acting rather suspicious lately. I ran into Inori in the corridor. Good morning.
おはにょうございます。
What was that? That was... what was that? Inori fumbled her words as she bowed her head very low.
では私はこれで。
Oh! I reached out my arm towards Inori's back as she walked away. But she was out of reach. Huh. I let out a sigh and scratched my head with that same hand. It's been a few days since Inori and I started offering regional contribution. Because of it, I've been spending more time with Inori ever since we started living together at Tsubaki Apartments. We'd already accomplished a number of requests together, but something's not right. Inori was acting a little strange. Has she got a case of the hormones too? More specifically, she wouldn't look at me in the eye, and she was avoiding conversation with me. I can't even remember the last time we spoke. Lately, she'd leave the very moment she'd run into me. Who am I to judge? I mean, I've felt somewhat awkward myself. Ever since the cat search inquiry, I've been catching myself following her with my eyes. When I looked at Inori, my heart ached with a strong desire to talk and be with her. That's why it hurt when she avoided me. Oh man, what do I do? I didn't know why she was avoiding me, and there was nothing I could do about it. I needed to figure out why so I could talk to her again. can't go on like this. In order to blow away the heartache, I had to reset my mind.
私、何をやっているのでしょう。
After Sho was out of sight, she leaned on the corner of the corridor and dropped her shoulders.
避けるつもりなんてないのに。
In truth, I really wanted to talk to him. I wanted to be by his side and spend more time with him.
でも、恥ずかしくて。
Since when did I start thinking about him so much? It was obvious.
あの時の翔さんは、とてもかっこよくて。
Which time and how did he act, and do we need to call the cops? It had been a few days, but I still blushed whenever I remembered that moment. Those big arms that held me close, his handsome face and his kind words. My heart beat at his ever so manly ways.
あの時、翔さんの顔が近づいてきたのは。
Could it be because he was about to kiss me?
翔さんと私がキス。
Just that thought made me burn with shame, but a part of me really wanted it to happen.
これは、この気持ちが恋なんでしょうか。
I didn't know. I was a goddess who watched over Kanagi. It's not like I wasn't longing for love. I just never expected to encounter it while on duty as a goddess. But right now, I had strong feelings for one man.
翔さん、
Just calling his name made me fraught with emotion. At the same time, I felt terribly empty without his warmth by my side. If this was love, would this feeling calm down if I confessed? But what if he doesn't accept my feelings? The thought kept popping back in my head. Isn't this how it usually goes? Two people love each other, but they're too afraid to admit it because they're afraid of getting hurt because the other one doesn't. The aching of my heart and Inori's behavior became more serious as days passed by. I tried to talk with her, but she kept avoiding me. Forget conversation, there was nothing I could do if she kept avoiding me like that. Did she actually hate me? The thought left me gradually depressed. I still couldn't stop thinking about Inori. Her embarrassed, angry, sad, and happy faces. They were all burned into my mind, and I couldn't get them out. Inori. It had only been a few days, and the sight of her smile already felt like a distant memory. I want to see her smile like that again. My thoughts only got more intense. I've never felt this strongly about a person before. What was happening to me? Unable to express my feelings, I headed to the living room as I sighed. Who knows how many times.
どうしてこうなってしまったんでしょう。
I froze when I opened the living room door a little and heard Inori's voice.
私はのに
I couldn't make out what she said from behind the door.
翔さん、
Hearing my name startled me.
このままじゃダメだって分かってるのに、翔さんにって伝えたらいいんでしょうか。
It was apparent that she had something to tell me. When I leaned against the door to hear better, it made a loud creak.
誰ですか？
I decided to enter the living room since I knew I couldn't hide any longer after surprising her.
翔さん、
When I entered the room, Inori's eyes widened in surprise. She then started to panic, her face changing color. Yeah, exactly. Exactly, Mikai. Nope. I knew you were saying something, but I didn't catch the details.
ならいいんです。
Inori, are you free right now?
そのすみません、私用事がありますので。
Inori! I caught her in my arms after she stood up too fast to avoid me and almost fell on the floor. Whoa, are you okay?
大丈夫です。
Glad to hear. As I held her in my arms, Inori looked so beautiful, especially after not seeing her in a while. I was captivated by her glistening eyes, the heat from her breath, and her lustrous hair. Hey, Inori, could I have a moment to talk to you?
翔さんが私を抱きしめて抱きしめて。
I do believe you are blushing, Miss Divine Goddess. Did I do something? If I did, I'd like to apologize.
違います。翔さんが悪いわけではありません。
It was painful to see her in such distress. Then, what's going on? It pains me to not be able to talk to you. You are tearing me apart, Lisa! Inori, I want to...
ごめんなさい。
Inori jumped out of my arms and ran out of the living room.
今いのりさんがすごい速さで飛び出してったけど。ってなんか呆然としてるけどどうしたの？
Yeah, it's my fault. Micah tilted her head in curiosity after she stepped into the living room. I continued to stare out the door where Inori ran out and didn't even respond to Micah. Micah came in and sat down with me on the veranda.
はい、お茶。
Thanks. I finished the tea Micah served and took a rest.
それで何があったの？
Actually, from the earlier mishap, I'd learned that I couldn't figure this out by myself, so I spilled it all to Micah.
なるほどね。取り付く島もなかったわけか。
Yep. If she keeps avoiding me like this, I'll never find out what's going on. At least there was no question that she was avoiding me.
確かにいのりさんの最近の態度はおかしかったわね。
I wonder why. Gee. Micah stopped talking, and after a moment of contemplation, she looked straight at me.
ショウってさ、いのりさんのこと好きよね。
What? Where did that come from? Of course I like her. I definitely don't dislike her.
バカ。私が言ってるのは友情としてじゃなくて恋愛としてよ。
More than a friend? No. What are you saying?
ショウの行動を見てれば誰だってショウがいのりさんのこと好きだってわかるわよ。
It's that obvious.
自覚なしか。最近のショウはずっといのりさんのことばかり考えてるじゃない。お互いに思い合ってるのにいつまで経っても進展しない二人を見せつけられる私の身にもなってほしいわ。
Does that mean... If I heard right, Micah just implied that Inori also liked me as more than a friend. I stared intently, and Micah giggled.
私はね、ショウにはまっすぐでいてほしいの。バカみたいに愚直で優しいお人よしこそ私の知ってる幼なじみなるみショウよ。ねえ、ショウは自分の気持ちを偽るの？ 私がショーを買いかぶってただけ？
As Micah looked at me intently, I contemplated her words. If I were my usual self, I'd ask for help to settle things quickly. What did I just do? I don't know. I'd ask for help to settle things quickly rather than trying to handle it alone. But I didn't do that. Why was that? Yeah, right? Where's my PlayStation 5? Actually, it was obvious. When it was about Inori, I didn't want anyone else to be involved. I wanted Inori to be happy. I wanted to protect her kind heart, and I didn't want to think that she hated me. I see. Micah, you're exactly right. Micah's words touched my heart.
おせっかいだった？
Nope. I'm good now. Thanks, Micah. Without you, I wouldn't be aware of my own feelings.
そう。じゃあ、もう何をするのか決まってるでしょ？
Yep, of course. My heart was free of all doubts. Now it was time for me to take action. Now that Micah had helped me realize my feelings, I searched for Inori, but couldn't find her. Did she go out?
あれ、ショー？どうしたの？
Haven't seen her this episode. When I stepped out, I bumped into Akane, who just came back home. Hey, Akane.
うん、ただいま、ショー。あ、ねえねえ、今日商店街でさ。
Sorry, I'm in a bit of a hurry. As soon as I said that, Akane became noticeably pouty.
祈りも忙しそうにしてたけど、ショーもなの？
You saw Inori?
見たけど、それがどうかしたの？
I was looking for her. Do you mind telling me where you saw her?
確か、公園の近くの十字路だったかな。
Near the park. Okay. That meant she was headed to that one place. Thanks, Akane.
よくわかんないけどさ、祈りも何か考えてたみたいだし、ショーも頑張れ。
Yeah. With Akane's words of encouragement, I ran off. Whew. I ran so fast that my chest started to hurt. I just pressed on and kept going. Inori had to be there. I just knew it. I ran because I wanted to see her. No. Oh, her shrine. The shrine of the goddess. For her. Finally here. I forced myself to catch my breath and entered the shrine I had visited with Inori before. While located in the middle of a residential area, the shrine gave off a sacred atmosphere. And there she was. Inori.
ショーさん。
Inori didn't try to escape when I entered the grounds. She smiled, then turned away awkwardly.
どうしてここへ？
I searched for you because I wanted to tell you something.
そうなんですか？
A brief period of silence followed. Our voices overlapped. Now that we had each other's attention, we both let out a strained laugh.
では、先に私から話をさせてください。
Sure. After she took a deep breath, she straightened herself out.
ここ最近、私はずっとショーさんのことを避けてました。
Yeah, you have, and I'll never forgive you. Now, what was it you wanted to say?
まずはそのことを謝らせてください。本当にすみません。
She then deeply bowed her head.
それでですね、私、変なんです。 ウさんのことを考えると頭の中がぐちゃぐちゃになって、まともに顔を見ることもできなくて、今だいつも翔さんのことを考えてしまう。暇があれば目で追いかけてしまう。ドキドキが止まらなくて、逃げるつもりなんてないのについ逃げてしまってたんです。でもそれは今日までにします。
Inori looked up. This time she didn't look away from me.
翔さん、私はあなたのことが好きです。一人の男性としてお慕いしております。
Inori continued to look straight at me. Me too. That's why I also confessed. It's the same for me. I'd find myself following you with my eyes whenever I get the chance. I'm so nervous that standing in front of you like this is making my legs shake. I didn't know what this feeling was at first, but I'm sure of it now. I want you by my side. I want to be with you all the time. I love you too, Inori. I firmly confessed my own feelings back to her.
それって相思相愛ということでしょうか。
That's right. This is cute, it is. I too like being as more than a friend.
嬉しい。
Tears fell from Inori's eyes.
私、翔さんのことを避けて、だから嫌いになられても仕方ないって思ってました。
As she started to cry, I hugged her to comfort her. I wouldn't hate you because of that. Plus, you're not going to be running away anymore, right?
それはもちろんです。
Then everything's fine. We won't bring that up again. Anyway, Inori, this means that you're my girlfriend, right?
私は翔さんの恋人です。
As I called her name, she became fidgety while her face turned red. I couldn't help myself. Inori,
何ですか？
can we do something only lovers do? Would you like to go to the mall and play in the ball pit where the little kids are?
ふつつかものですが。
Before Inori could finish her sentence, I stole a kiss from her small lips. Her body was stiff with nervousness, but she relaxed soon after. Looking forward to spending more time with you.
こちらこそよろしくお願いします。
Seeing Inori swoon in my arms excited me. I was so happy I'd get to be around her cuteness more often. A few days passed after Inori and I became official, and we were teased by Akane and blessed by Micah. Now that we were girlfriend and boyfriend, Inori stopped avoiding me. As if to compensate, she was always by my side. I was also so happy next to her that I even caught myself following her. When Akane made fun of us and called us lovebirds, I accepted it as a compliment. All these happy days brought me so much joy.
翔さん、
I suddenly heard a sweet, charming voice in my sleep. Oh, is she in bed with you?
もう朝ですよ。起きてください。
I'm still sleepy.
普段は凛々しいのに、そんな子供っぽいこと言わないでください。
She shook my body diligently to wake me up, but it actually made me sleepier.
翔さん、起きてください。
I pulled her under the covers. I felt something soft in my arms, accompanied by a sweet aroma. I slowly began to open my eyes. After I opened my eyes, the face of my beloved jumped into my sight. Good morning, Inori. She giggled at me when I greeted her, still half asleep. So this is something that literally is impossible to translate. She still calls him Shosan, even after they're officially a couple. I wonder if he calls her Inori-san or Inori-chan or something like that, or if it's just straight up Inori. Because Akane is incredibly, like, slack. Like, she calls him Sho, she calls her Inori. Like, she does not do honorifics. She is very chill, very relaxed, no honorifics. Inori is honorific city. Like, she will say it to everyone every time because she's just that polite. So I wonder if in Japanese, Sho calls her Inori-chan or Inori-san or something like that. I'm curious, and it's something that it's impossible to know unless we literally played it in Japanese. Whatever it is, it's cute, but it's more of an attribute of her character, is that she's just so polite that even her own boyfriend she'll still call san, you know, Mr. Sho, if essentially. It's a very, very polite thing. Anyway. The dream. 30 minutes. What happened to breakfast? I see. My brain finally caught up. Let me hold you a little longer. Oh, she wasn't done. Let me hold you a bit longer. Despite that, Inori smiled and willingly put her arms around me. Inori. Mwah! We managed to exchange our morning kiss. With his morning breath, I feel bad for the girl. As the warmth from her lips filled my heart, my sleepiness vanished. Well, I guess that's true, Mike. I'm still in my first relationship. Started dating, God, when was November 2008? That's when we started dating. We're still together. You were all into it too. Inori blushed with her hands on her face. Man, I just can't get enough of her cuteness. As much as I wanted to enjoy her more, it was about time I got up. Itadakimasu. After we set the table, Inori and I had our late breakfast. Oh? Did Micah change up the seasoning? I tilted my head as I sipped on the miso soup. She made it, didn't she? Yep. So it was Inori who made the soup. It's good, but it could use a little more flavor. That's just my preference. It's still pretty good. I didn't want to be harsh and hinder Inori's burning determination, so I decided to keep my mouth shut. Please. Oh man, rice. I can't remember the last time I had rice. That's perfect. Inori anticipated my wants and acted before I could say too much. This is kind of nice, isn't it? But having a goddess wait on you head and foot? You're definitely taking advantage of her, my man. I was deep in thought when I accepted the rice from Inori. It feels like we're husband and wife. We're in sync. I gobbled down the rice as I smiled at the embarrassed Inori, who was still holding the rice paddle. I can't help it when the food tastes so good. It's not like chicken noodle soup where you could just easily make a stock. It needs lots of salt. Yeah, thanker showed. Show, you dingus. Live up to your name. Make it a dramatic, ecstatic, you have done wonders, my lady, sort of a thing. Thank you. As I drank the tea served by Inori, I savored the moment. Inori, what are you doing today? I'll go with you. It's a good opportunity to go out with you. I'll help you carry the groceries. Did you hear that helicopter flying over my apartment? A walk? Good idea. It'd be a waste if all we do is shop for groceries. Seeing Inori's contagious smile made me excited to go out too. After breakfast, we finished cleaning, and I waited for Inori outside of Tsubaki. Gonna go out just like that, huh? Wow, that outfit suits you well. Just like the first time I laid eyes on her, Inori looked great in traditional Japanese-style clothes with her lustrous black hair. Thanks for changing into this. She's more than I deserve. She was the cutest girlfriend. Now, shall we? Inori walked right next to me. Inori and I chatted while we walked through Kanagi. I've seen the many faces of Inori, and she seems more cheerful now than ever before. You've changed, Inori. You've mellowed out since I met you. You seem more content these days. In the beginning, Inori gave off this tense air, probably because of the brat that she had to babysit, known as Akane. But that tenseness had faded recently. Her genuine smile was very beautiful, making me fall in love with her all over again. I can't help it. I just love you, Inori. Inori tilted her head and wondered why I said that out of the blue. I adored Inori very much. We kept on walking and arrived at the park. Since it was during the day, there was no sign of anyone else. Taking a walk in the park on a weekday like this was refreshing. It's so nice and quiet here. When I looked over, Inori was staring at me. Inori? Is there something on my face? After she said that, she continued to stare. What am I doing wrong? Was she doing it unconsciously? Why was she staring at me like that? I continued to walk through the park, puzzled, and I noticed how Inori's hands were moving unnaturally. I see what's going on. Excuse me. I tightly wrapped Inori's hand around my vacant hand. I'm sorry it took me so long to realize. Inori squeezed my hand back. I was glad my intuition was right. The warmth from her hand soothed me like no other. Good lord. Even if we were just holding hands. Me too. I feel you close to me, and it makes my heart beat faster. As we held each other's hands, we continued to walk around the park. We visited Inori's shrine after grocery shopping, since she wanted to. I followed her lead and sat at the open corridor of the main shrine. She then disappeared into the back of the main shrine. While I waited for Inori, I looked around the grounds. I confessed my love to Inori here. The memory was still vivid in my mind. Her lips were so soft. I smiled as I remembered the sensation of our kiss. I heard Inori's voice from behind. Welcome back. So, what was it you wanted to do? Ear cleaning? Never heard of this before. Of course. I would love that. Is this a Japanese thing? I laid my head on Inori's lap as I was told. This was a first for me, and it felt exceptionally good. Especially this view. Of course. As she leaned over to clean my ears, her chest got closer to my face. I only got a tiny glimpse of them earlier, so now that I could see them up close, they were incredible. Please. Inori's hands touched my head, and the ear pick entered my ears. Is this a Japanese thing? Inori's hands slowly started to move. Wow. This. I was a kid the last time someone else cleaned my ears, and it sure felt good. Inori, you're good at this. As she smiled, her large chest swayed in the corner of my view. I couldn't get enough of it. She has to know, right? Like, she has to know what she's doing to him.
少し息を吹きますね。
Her breath tickled my ear, and a tingling sensation went down my spine.
少し大きいのがありました。
Seeing Inori having so much fun cleaning my ears made me happy.
気持ちいいですか?
Clearly he's enjoying it, and clearly she's having fun with it, so who am I to tell them to stop that? So good that I want it to last forever.
それは言い過ぎですよ。でも、翔さんが望むなら何度でもしてあげます。
Really? I'm probably going to ask her to do it a lot.
もちろんです。彼女たるもの、これぐらいは当たり前です。
That's why you're into doing the chores lately.
はい。こうして恋人になったので、その、花嫁修行をと思って。
If she wants to, then she wants to. Practice homemaking? Hinori was so dedicated, of course she already thought that far when we just got together.
もしかして迷惑でしたか?
No way. It makes me so happy that you think of us so much. I also had no plans to break up with Inori. Not with the view that he's currently experiencing. That's why I had to do my best to keep her interested as well. By the way, can a goddess have a child with a human?
そこは問題ありません。多くの神話にある通り、人と神様の間でも子供は生まれます。それに、人と恋人になっている神様は他にもいますので。
Huh. I see. So, there are other couples like us out there. Yeah. Including in this game that I just played a few weeks ago. It's been years since goddesses started living among people. Of course we weren't the first. Then today's cooking was part of your homemaking training?
そうだったんですけど、まだまだマイカさんの味には程遠いです。
Micah is my childhood friend.
そうなんですよ。マイカさんってすごく翔さんの好みに詳しくて。
Well, she's known him longer. I mean, that's just kind of how that is.
私も負けてられないんですよ。
I see. Micah was a mentor and at the same time, a barrier she wanted to overcome. I'm looking forward to it.
はい。すぐに翔さんの好みの味も覚えますから。で、張り切る前に耳掃除を終わらせないといけませんね。結構溜まってるので、やりがいがあります。
She went back to ear cleaning and her chest came even closer. I finally found my paradise. That's how I felt seeing Inori's chest sway back and forth. I know she's your girlfriend, but... Bruh. The autumn breeze also felt good. Experiencing the pleasure of getting my ears cleaned by Inori in the most comfortable weather made my eyelids heavy.
はい、おしまいです。翔さん? 寝ちゃってますね。
I caressed Joe's head like a child in my lap.
本当に恋って不思議です。
The more I learned about him, the more I spent time with him, the more I loved him. I never imagined to ever feel this way.
朝も思いましたけど、寝ている姿は子供みたいですね。
I poked at his cheek. It wasn't as soft as I was expecting. He was indeed no child. I moved my finger and got to his lips.
そういえば、ここで初めてキスをしたんでしたっけ？
As I remembered our first kiss, I couldn't keep my eyes off of Sho.
眠ってますよね。
I spoke to him lightly and got no response.
翔さん、起きないとキスしちゃいますよ。
I purposely said to try and wake him up, but still got no response. You get the picture.
本当にキスしちゃいますから。
I've seen it a few times, Mike. Usually it's split up between different chapters, though. You know, this chapter from this person's perspective, this chapter from this person. It's rare that it happens in this one, that's for sure. But it's happening right now, so. I let out a breath out of nervousness and kissed Sho on his cheek while he was asleep. I secretly kissed Sho. I felt an inexplicable sense of immorality stir up inside me.
ダメです。全然足りません。
I really wanted to kiss him on the lips, but that would wake him up. That's why I pecked at his cheek over and over again. I started to wake up when I felt something on my cheek and saw that Inori was kissing me. Inori? When I called her, she reacted like a child who got caught doing mischief.
翔さん、いつから起きて。
Just now? Were you just kissing me?
はい、
Her face turned bright red as her body curled up.
すみません。
No, I'm not mad. I wasn't even awake, so now you have to kiss me again. Oh, and on the lips, of course. Seeing Inori all nervous, coming to kiss me was so extremely satisfying. How much more is there to this novel? Like, I really think that today's the last day I get to play it. Like, this is kind of going for a while. A few days passed since Inori and I got used to spending time as lovers. Now, Inori was almost always by my side.
はい、翔さん。
Thanks. Inori served me a bowl of rice. It was the perfect portion, as always.
なんかすっかり板についてるわね。本当に翔の奥さんみたい。
Micah commented as she gazed at Inori, briskly taking care of me.
そんな。まだマイカさんにはかないませんよ。確かに。まだ料理はマイカの方が美味しいかな。私の教えた料理もほとんど覚えたし、いのりさんならすぐに私くらい追い越すわよ。
Must be one of her goddess powers. Cooking food. That's a loaded question, Tim. Am I happy that they were in the show? Absolutely. It took that long for Latios, you know, my favorite Pokemon for 10 years, still my second favorite Pokemon. It took that long for her to appear in the show at all. I'm a little disappointed in the way that it ended, though. I really wish that he had just caught them instead of just saying, bye, lol. But I was just happy they were there, so it's okay. Micah responded to Akane as she slurped down miso soup. I have to say that I agree with Micah. It's already impressive how she improved so much in such a short amount of time. In reality, Inori had greatly improved on all her chores in general. Was it because she was able to work more efficiently?
これもマイカさんの指導のおかげですよ。いつもありがとうございます。
I mean, I did like that. I did like that.
私としては料理のできる人が増えると楽ができますので、最近はいのりさんが料理を覚えてきたからかなり楽させてもらってます。確かに美味しくはなってるしね。だからいのりにはぜひもっと料理が上達してほしいね。あかねさんったらうまいご飯を私が食べる。いのりはご飯を作って喜ぶ。まさに理想の関係よね。
Forcing a smile at Akane, Inori seemed pretty happy. It's always nice to feel accomplished.
家事といえば最近は天気がずっと悪いわね。そうですね。こうも曇りばかり続くと洗濯物も乾きません。本当よ。部屋干しするのと太陽の下で干すのじゃ着心地も変わってくるのに。
Inori and Micah started to sound like housewives with their concerns. It was raining and cloudy all last week. I wonder how next week's looking. Can't the goddesses, do something about that? I took the remote to turn on the TV just when they were about to start the weather report.
現在台風は勢力を強め。
また台風？
Akane sounded disappointed as she watched the news. We're in the season, but it sure is happening a lot these days.
つまんない。家の中にずっといたらしけっちゃうよ。さすがに天気に関しては仕方がありませんよ。
Akane sulked like a child, and Inori gently calmed her down. It's like they were mother and child. If I married Inori and we had a kid, she would be a wonderful mother.
翔さん、そんなにじっと見つめられると、恥ずかしいです。
Sorry, I was just thinking about how you'd be a good mom.
お母さん？まだ私たちには早い気が。いえ、でも翔さんが望むのなら私は今からでも。
Good night, everybody.
ねえ翔、祈りのやつ変なスイッチが入ってない？
There. I'm still a student, so it'd be too early for me. I need to get a good job first. If I were to have kids, I need to establish a good foundation for Inori.
なんか翔も変になったよね。
Next to us, acting silly, Micah was watching the news with a serious face. Micah? Is there something going on in the news?
ちょっとね。台風が気になって。
What typhoon? I shifted my attention to the news.
台風は4日後に上陸する見通しとなっており、また台風としての規模も非常に大きく。
The reporter on TV read the rest of the forecast. I figured out what Micah wanted to say.
そろそろ秋祭りの準備が始まる時期よね。こんな時期に台風が来るなんて今年はついてないわね。
It sounds like it's a big one, too. They might even cancel the autumn festival. Kanegi's autumn festival requires a month of preparation and then a week of intense preparation. Each district gathers and makes ropes for the parade, rehearses dances, collects donations, and arranges the food. During the last stretch of the preparations, there is more manual labor, including setting up risers and transporting the portable shrine to City Hall. The month-long preparation for this year was done. What was left was the week of intense preparation. and the typhoon wasn't going to let that happen. We understood that there was the potential for all that hard work to become ruined by the typhoon.
ああ、中止か。商店街のみんな残念がるだろうな。秋祭りは大丈夫なんでしょうか。
Inori and Akane asked as they sensed the anxiety from Micah and I. The neighborhood association must have an alternative plan in place, so it should be fine.
そうね。むしろ椿草が壊れないように補強しなくちゃ。
Still anxious about the autumn festival, we started to prepare for the typhoon. It was the day after we talked about the typhoon. Inori and I went to shop for supplies to help prepare. There's going to be a lot of heavy things to carry. Maybe you should have waited at the apartments.
私は翔さんと買い物をしたかったんです。大丈夫ですよ。こう見えて少しくらいは力がついてきましたから。
Inori smiled and flexed her arm. I couldn't sense any strength from her tiny upper arm. But I also couldn't deny the fact that I wanted her to come with me. Just don't overdo it.
はい、任せてください。
I'll just have her carry the lighter things.
まずは何から買いますか？
Well, I was thinking of buying waterproof tape and typhoon-proof sheet glass first. It'd be a disaster if any windows got broken. We needed to at least cover the side facing the road.
椿草ほど大きいとたくさん買う必要がありそうですね。
We have some leftovers from last time. We don't need to get too much. Huh? When we finally got to the shopping street, something was different.
何かあったのでしょうか？
We were both puzzled and curious, but figured out why right away.
大型の台風なんて不安よね。
All these people, all these people having the same idea, huh?
本当よ。今年の秋祭りも楽しみにしてたのに、これじゃあね。どうにかできないものかね。
All we heard at the shopping street was people discussing the news of the typhoon and how it was going to affect the autumn festival.
やはり皆さんも不安なんですね。
Seems like it. Yesterday, I told Inori and the others that it was going to be okay. But was it really?
あら、翔ちゃんにいのりちゃん。
The ladies who were gossiping noticed Inori and I looking awfully quiet. Hello, ma'am.
こんにちはです。
はい、こんにちは。二人は今日も依頼かい？
いえ、今日は翔さんと買い出しに来ました。
Inori was much closer to the people at the shopping street since she started helping to settle their concerns. Just like with Akane, a lot of people talked to Inori when she showed up at the shopping street. She was sort of famous in the neighborhood.
おばさま、少しお聞きしてもよろしいですか？
なんだい？
秋祭りが開催できないかもしれないというお話はどう思ってますか？
そうね。開催できないとなったらとても残念に思うわね。なんといっても秋祭りはこの町で行う大きな行事の一つだからね。楽しみにしている人は私を含めてとても多いのよ。
The autumn festival was a big deal for Kanagi since it involved the whole town. Along with the fact that it was a highly anticipated event, it was also a huge source of revenue.
けど自然災害だけはどうしようもないのよ。昔も台風が秋祭りの時期に来たことあったね。
What happened then?
無理やりに準備を進めようとしたけど事故が起きて中止になったのよ。それ以来無理に準備を進めないようになったの。
I never knew about that. This was an annual event that involved the whole town. I'm sure nobody wanted it to be canceled, but they couldn't risk any accidents either. The autumn festival faced a high risk of getting canceled.
あら、 暗い話ばかりごめんなさいね。また遊びに来てね。
Oh, of course. Thank you for telling us the story. Now let's head back, Inori. Inori? After I said goodbye to the lady, I noticed Inori looking very quiet. Thinking about something?
いえ、大したことではありません。
You sure?
はい。それよりも早くお店に行きましょう。
Inori then pulled my hand and led the way. I wanted to find out what she was thinking just now, but I got the feeling that it wasn't the best time to ask. I got something in my throat, sorry.
関東地方を目指しています。
台風、それませんね。
At this rate, it'll definitely hit us. All we heard on TV was news about the typhoon headed our way.
はい。はい、わかりました。
What did they say? Micah shook her head after getting off the phone with the Autumn Festival committee.
今年の秋祭りはダメそうね。
So, it's canceled.
このまま行けば間違いなくね。中止？せっかく楽しみにしてたのに。
After expressing her discontent, Akane put her face on the table, completely exhausted. She'd been careful to not cause any blackouts for the Autumn Festival. Seemed like all the exhaustion hit her at once. Usually, Inori would immediately give her a warning. But Inori was silent, deep in thought about something that she wasn't paying attention to Akane.
雨降ってるから外に行く気にもなれないよ。あ、そうだ。ねえねえ、マイカの部屋って漫画ある？やぶから棒に一体何よ。まあ少しくらいはあるけど。
Yeah, sure did. Sure did, Mike.
よし、じゃあ今日は読書だ。
Reading. Did manga count as reading?
じゃ、先に行ってるから。
Yeah, actually, you're not wrong, Mike. That's true.
ちょ、待ちなさい、あかね。何勝手に部屋行こうとしてるの。
Don't just go to my room.
ってもういないし、こら待ちなさい。
Micah left the living room to chase after Akane, who ran out. This was an unexpected chance for me to be alone with Inori. Inori?
翔さん、あれ、マイカさんたちがいません。
Inori didn't notice that they'd left, and when I put my hand on her shoulder, she jumped. They went to Micah's room. Anyway, what are you thinking about? You've been in your head this whole time.
大したことではありません。
That was an obvious lie. Really? When I looked straight at her, she looked away awkwardly. Lying doesn't suit you, Inori. Just tell me the truth.
もう、翔さんに隠し事はできませんね。
When I sat next to Inori, she put her hand around my arm and hugged me. As I felt her soft breasts on my arm, which is the thing that you would feel during a hug, I guess, I could feel my heart pounding. Inori started to talk.
秋祭りはみんなが望んでいる行事です。秋祭りが中止になると、みんなが幸せになれませんよね。
Well, yes, that's true.
だから考えたんですよ。私の人力は天候を操る人力です。この力を使えば台風をそらす、もしくは沈めることができるんじゃないか。
Oh, but her superior said that she's not allowed to do stuff like that. That's... As Inori said, it might be possible to stop the typhoon by using her Jinriki. Is that okay for you to do? I was concerned about Inori's boss she'd mentioned before. Since her boss was strict, she would suffer consequences if she proceeded with that plan.
翔さんが考えてる通りですよ。これほどの自然現象に人力で介入する。そんなことをしてしまえばきっと許してくれません。何らかの処罰は免れないでしょう。
Define punishment. No! I won't let that happen. I raised my voice and objected. Why do you have to be punished for helping your town? It's unfair for a goddess to be punished for caring about her town. The Autumn Festival will happen again next year. But this year...
翔さん、
Inori's soft finger closed my mouth.
最近町の人たちはとても暗い表情をしてました。私はそんな顔を皆さんにしてほしくなどありません。
Yeah, now we're talking, Mike.
私はこの町に住む人々が笑って過ごしてほしい。それは曲げることのできない土地神としてのあり方です。
I expected to hear nothing less from the goddess who protected this town. Well, I wouldn't be happy about it. You're right. Lots of people would be disappointed if the festival got canceled. But for me, I'd be more bitter about you being punished for it. Inori closed her eyes at my words and opened them after a few seconds.
例えば私が怪我をするとします。もし翔さんならこの事態を未然に防げるとしたらどうされます？
I'd prevent it if I could, of course.
代わりに翔さんが傷ついたとしても
At that moment, it hit me. My answer to Inori's question was yes. I'd sacrifice myself to protect those who are dear to me, without hesitation. What Inori is to me is how the people of Kanagi are to her. So my answer was the same as Inori's. If you say it like that, I can't argue. I fell in love with Inori because she wholeheartedly cared for Kanagi. That's why there was no chance for me to stop her in the first place.
すみません。私もわがままな神様だったみたいです。
Aww. Calling herself selfish for sacrificing herself to save others was another charm of Inori's. Then it's selfish for me to want to be with you too. That's why I get to be selfish too.
そうですね。それは仕方のないことです。
I smiled along with Inori. The uncertainty vanished. It was time for me to support her.
では着替えてきますので少し待っていてください。
She's about to go freaking, she's about to go do a goddess thing. That's what I was trying to say. I don't know why words couldn't get out of my mouth. After leaving the living room for a few minutes, Inori returned in her goddess attire. Let's go, Inori.
はい。
Inori acted normally, even though she was about to stop a typhoon. I took her hand and started walking. When we stepped outside, we were faced with pouring rain. The typhoon hadn't hit us yet, but with the endless rain and blowing wind, it sure seemed like it.
翔さん、
I could still hear Inori's calm voice in the uncontrollable violent rain.
私は翔さんと出会えて変われました。たくさんの人たちと関わりを持ち、神様としてではなく、ただの神木祈りとして町の皆さんを助けたいんです。
I was also able to change because I met you, Inori. I'm grateful for you, too. I held her hand tightly in the cold rain.
決して手を離さないでくださいね。
Of course, I'm here until the end. I felt the warmth of her body and stated my intentions clearly.
ありが がとうございます。それでは行きます。
Inori shut her eyes and started to concentrate. Her usual presence vanished, and the air filled with majestic sacredness.
日の光を恵みたまえ。今宵ここに天の雨降らしは不要である。
Powerful words came out of Inori's mouth. I felt a great force calming from her hand. But there was no discomfort at all, just an all-engulfing warmth.
されど、恵みもたらす天に感謝の心を忘れず。
I felt a gentle feeling wash over me, like a child in their mother's arms.
すべての龍神、水神、水くまりの神に、カンナギの姫巫女がかしこみ申す。
As the light gradually spread farther, Inori slowly opened her eyes.
カンナギ町の皆さんの笑顔を守るために。
That was also her pledge.
私
Yeah,
は
exactly, Dim.
神木祈りは土地神としてこの力を使います。
Inori finished her oath. That's... When she executed her Jinriki, the effects were drastic. First, a light shot up into the heavens. The light pierced through the clouds and spread to twist away the violent weather. Amazing. Ah, it's gone. We're all good. I've seen Inori and Akane blast their Jinriki, but this was nothing like I'd seen before. This was the true form of Jinriki. A special power possessed by a goddess. Inori ceased. Inori ceased her Jinriki. I was completely taken by Inori's powers when I realized that the sky above had cleared up.
もう平気ですよ。台風は沈めました。
Yeah, sure seems like it. Even when I knew it, it still hurt thinking how Inori was going to be punished for this.
大丈夫ですよ、翔さん。私は後悔なんてしません。
She smiled as she looked at my face.
自分の気持ちのまま、守りたいものを守るために行動したんですから。
You were a true goddess just now.
よかった。私も土地神としてお役に立てたのなら幸いです。
Inori.
そんな顔をしないでください。ちょっと怒られてくるだけですから。すぐに戻ってきます。
I'm sorry. Please give me a moment.
いいですよ。私ももう少しだけこうしていたいと思っていたので。
After I hugged her tightly, she hugged me back. I was mentally prepared now. All that was left to say was this. Good luck, Inori. I'll see you soon.
はい、もちろんです。行ってきます、翔さん。
The look on Inori's face was as serene as the vast blue sky. Is this the end credits? Huh. Not exactly the same kind of ending as the last game had, huh? So undoubtedly there will be a post-credits scene. There always is in the Moe novel games. So, and as a reminder, this was only one ending out of 3. Yeah, PK. So we got the Inori ending. You can also get the Akane and the Maika endings. I will not be doing those on stream. If you want to see how those end, then you're going to have to play the game yourself. I'm pretty sure that you can still buy physical copies of this through PlayAsia. Not the limited edition, but LoveKami. Yeah, the limited edition is sold out, but you can get the standard edition physically for the whole trilogy, which is what I'm playing. On Nintendo Switch, still available for you to buy. We all love our physical games here. I'm curious what the other two endings are like, though. Very curious. Maybe I'll find out on my own some other time. This ending stinks. Well, maybe, like, hopefully the post-credit scene makes it a lot better. I think they could have picked a different song for the credits, though. Like, honestly, this is... Okay, look, clearly the game wants for you to pick Akane as the first girl. Like, the whole game has been leading up to her being a divine idol. Heck, the name of the game is Useless Goddess, which is Akane. So maybe it's on me for going with Inori first instead of Akane, but I felt like picking Inori, and... Yeah, that's interesting, Tim. That's... Well... Collectors love to collect, which makes it really hard for me to collect, you know? Stupid collectors. Don't they know I'm trying to collect here? Anyway. They were all useless if they couldn't use their powers, to be frank. You know what? Fair enough. But yeah, let's check out what this post-credit scene is. They could have picked a different song. This is a little somber. I'm glad for East Asia Soft too, not least of which is because it gives me a job. But also, yeah, the games that they make, I just think that all their physical games are top-notch. Here we go.
翔さん、見てください。あんなに大きな綿あめがあります。
Aww.
あっちは射的です。本当にいろいろな屋台がたくさんありますね。
Is this her first time attending a festival?
どれから回るか迷っちゃいます。
The stands aren't going anywhere. Let's take our time. I looked around the autumn festival Inori saved as I held her hand while she frolicked like a child. After Inori suppressed the typhoon with her Jinriki, a supervisor visited Tsubaki. They wanted to punish Inori, but we weren't going to let that happen. Akane gathered the people of Kanagi to write letters of thanks and petitions beforehand to present to Inori's superior. The owner of the kitten and those who were helped by Inori were among those who wrote letters. When the superior argued that Inori couldn't rehabilitate Akane, Akane responded confidently.
私の構成は祈りのおかげでもう終わってるよ。
Akane was rehabilitated and wasn't causing any blackouts in order to save Inori from punishment. Due to the letters from the townspeople and completion of Akane's rehabilitation, Inori faced no punishments. She was given a stern warning and was allowed to stay as the goddess of Kanagi. And now Inori and I could enjoy the autumn festival. But it made me happy because our relationship was recognized by everyone.
それもそうですね。恥ずかしいですけど、嬉しいことです。
Inori bashfully smiled, holding cotton candy in one hand and wearing a mask on her head. Because she saved the Autumn Festival, everyone was now aware that Inori was their goddess, but it didn't affect their relationship. They treated her like a normal girl, just like before.
翔さん、リンゴ飴ですよ。リンゴ飴。
らっしゃい。消防にいのりちゃん、二人でデートか？
Yes!
見せつけてくれるね。いや、そんな二人にはプレゼントだ。
Inori and I just stared at the caramel apple the old man handed us. I can't remember the last time I had a caramel apple.
いいんですか？
いいってことよ。ほら、受け取りな。
ありがとうございます。
After we said thanks, we walked away to take a bite.
甘くてすごく美味しいです。
I was charmed by Inori's smile. We walked through the hustle and bustle of the festival. This is amazing.
何がです？
This sight. Everyone who gathered around were smiling and having a blast. Everyone here is smiling. You're the one who saved their smiles, you know. The Autumn Festival we all gave up on was happening now because of her. If this wasn't amazing, I didn't know what was.
そうでしょうか。こうしてお祭りを開催できたのは町の皆さんのおかげです。私はそのきっかけを作ったにすぎません。それに皆さんも私のためにたくさんのことをしてくれました。
Inori was a splendid goddess who never acted self-importantly and always acted for the people's happiness. That's your personal virtue, Inori. You should be proud of it.
そうですね。私はとても幸せな土地神です。
I then heard drums being played at the center of the square. And so, Sho and Inori bought a PlayStation 5, played the new Ys game, and lived happily ever after the end.
あっちで祭り囃子が始まるみたいですね。
We can participate in the dance too. Want to check it out?
もちろんです。
All right, let's go.
翔さん、
Inori grabbed my hand.
翔さん、
What is it?
これからも末永くよろしくお願いしますね。
Aw. Hey, Miss Brett, get me a violin. I'm looking forward to it too. She was a goddess and my girlfriend. Together with her, I kept on loving this town. LoveKami, Useless Goddess, complete. 2 games down. Next Sunday, I will be beginning the 3rd and final game of LoveKami Trilogy, Healing Harem. What a nice little ending. That was cute. So remember, these games are available as a single Switch cartridge out. You could buy it through Play Asia right now. So if you want to see the other 2 endings, or all the endings of all these games, then head over there. Yeah, check that out. So I'll be back next Sunday with LoveKami Healing Harem, and I'll be back on Tuesday. What am I playing? Reverie? I'm not sure what I'm playing, actually, but I'll figure it out. So I'll be back on Tuesday playing something else. Thanks, Mike-chan and Dimlord, for being here. Shout out to the lurkers. Shout out to everyone watching this on YouTube afterwards. On behalf of East Asia Soft, I have been Skull. Have yourselves a great day and a great week, and I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.